Hi, my name's Jasdeep Dillon. I'm a current student at BCU University on a BA Business Management course. I'm completing a video interview for Mehul Wara for his real world management portfolio. He's actually asked me to read the interview questions and ask them myself because he doesn't want to influence my response in any shape or form. So the first question he's asked me is, what are your thoughts on the differences between leading and managing? I personally do think there is a major difference between leading and managing. Managing is more something that you're taught at university through academics and journals and books and what you're taught in your lectures. However, through leading, it's more you lead based on your experiences and what's impacting your management style at the time. So I think leading is differentiated by managing from the external environment mainly. The next question is the management qualities. What management qualities would you exhibit the most, and why? Management qualities as a future manager that I would exhibit is probably engaging with my employees, having a relationship with them, getting to understand how they work at their best. Because each employee is completely different, so it's important that you're engaging them in the right way to ensure that you're getting the most work produced out of them, and also so that you're meeting targets of the company. Also, I would exhibit more of a leading role in comparison to a managing one. Other exhibits of qualities that I would exhibit are probably just having a bit more of a personal interaction with my team, creating a nice team working environment, making sure that we're all working collaboratively together, taking on opinions from my employees, not just dismissing them and thinking, oh, I'm the manager and I know best. So I would like it to be that I'm the type of manager that is approachable. The next question is, the organisation culture you'll be managing as a manager. The organisational culture you, being a manager, would strive to achieve. The organisational culture, like I said, that I would strive to achieve as a manager. I've been lucky enough to... sorry, the light's coming in here. But, this is a real world management portfolio and this is what happens in the real world. So, yeah, like I said, getting back to the question, the organisation culture as a manager that I would strive to achieve is obviously working collaboratively as a team. I've been lucky enough to gain a place onto Capgemini's graduate scheme, and I'll obviously, after my 2-year training, I will be a project management officer and a manager with my own team. So Capgemini, as a company, strive to work collaboratively and teamwork, and they want a fun environment, and they want obviously to meet still company targets, but they just want it to be an enjoyable workplace. Capgemini is also in one of the top 25 employers as well, so obviously that's for a reason, because their team culture and environment is enjoyable, and their turnover in staff is actually quite low, because a lot of their staff members, even when I went on my assessment day, have worked there for like 5 years or more. So as a manager at Capgemini, I would obviously strive to achieve, a fun environment, a collaboratively, well-working team. The next question is, management issues you think current managers in organisations face consistently in today's business world. At present, obviously, I'm a student at BCU and I have a part-time job at Coast, which is a retail high street store. I have a really close relationship with my own manager and the area manager of Coast of the Midlands. So I've been lucky enough to gain, first-hand experience of what issues managers actually face in the real world and consistently. And I think the biggest issue that managers are facing consistently in, the real world is pressures from the external environment. And by that I mean the economical impact from the external environment based upon the recession. At the minute, any business is being affected by the recession, and that's quite evident within the news with companies such as HMV and Jessup going into administration. Coast themselves at the minute are facing a restructure within their organisation, and they've also pulled out from the Aurora Group to try and reach sustainability within their organisation and to bring their costings down as well. So from that, managers are facing, you know, an uncertain business, basically an uncertain working environment, because obviously people are coming into work and hearing negative. Sorry, the light's gone again. Obviously people are coming into work and they're hearing all these negative points, like they're coming into work, especially into Coast, oh, we're down on target by this much. I actually, in the 5 years of working at Coast, within the last 2 years, I don't remember the last time that we were plus on target. And as a member of staff of Coast, that's quite demoralising, and managers coming in and having to like try and make their staff a lot more upbeat and, you know, trying to improve, you know, their team culture, which is proving to be quite an issue for managers at the minute. So I think current managers at the minute, they're having to like sort of gain a whole new range of skills of, you know, of learning on how to turn negative things into positive things to try and get, you know, improve sales and get a positive outcome. However, that's really hard to achieve with, you know, with all the media impact that you get, and, you know, to be honest, I do think the media is to blame, partly due to, you know, consumers refraining from spending, because they create such a hoo-ha on, oh, we're in a triple dip recession fear. So obviously naturally people are going to hear this, especially consumers, and think, okay, we're not going to the shops, we're not going to be spending, you know, no more holidays, you know, everybody needs to cut back just in case of a rainy day. So these are, you know, issues that, you know, managers of the business world are consistently facing in the real world. The next question is, what are your thoughts on the current NHS cultural problems? Do you think there is a lack of leadership, or is managing efficiency and decreasing waiting lists the way forward, and why? I personally think that, yes, there is a lack of leadership. The NHS need to get back to listening to the employees, because obviously they're at the heart of the problem. They probably have the solution. It's just the fact that, you know, the people at the top of the NHS aren't willing to listen to them and they're not willing to implement them. I think through leadership, they'll be able to create managing efficiently within their organisation. So I think the NHS definitely need to improve communication. They need to start listening to the employees. They need to go onto their floors of each, you know, medical department, and, you know, gain feedback. And I think from all the feedback they'll gain from various different departments, because obviously they're the ones that are facing, you know, long waiting lists and, you know, hearing from patients that, oh, we're having to wait this long. They probably have the solutions. It is just the fact that there's a lack of leadership, and the people at the top are too busy, you know, managing, that they're not listening to, you know, the external viewpoints. And I think that's where NHS's downfall is, which can be solved by leading and actually listening to the employees. It's as simple as that. It's just they're trying to make it more complicated, because I think the NHS personally don't want to believe that it's such a simple solution. I think they're making it more complex than what it actually is. The next question is, do you think there is a difference between managers who have attended university in contrast to individuals who have not, and why? Yeah, I do think there's a massive difference. The problem that the differentiation that I found is my manager at work, she's not been to university, she's just done her A-levels and that's it. And sometimes when she's writing reports and things, and she has to, you know, I know that once Coast asked her to go on a training where she learnt about leadership and stuff, she'll ask me to read over reports, or, you know, she doesn't understand certain business technical terms and terminology that we use in university. So I think in that sense, yes, managers that don't go to university are lacking that. However, my manager has more real world qualities and skills that university graduates don't have as managers. I think managers who have attended university, yes, they can walk into a manager's job role, you know, knowing how to, you know, write a profit and loss account, balance sheet. They'll know all the academics about leadership, however, and, you know, different management styles and, you know, consulting and what have you. However, they've not actually put it into practice. They have no real life skills, and I think that's where the downfall is, because that's when you realise that actually in the business world, the external environment impacts your management style more than what you're going to learn in books and journals and what have you. So I think luckily I've been fortunate to, you know, gain experience from the real world to a supervisor management level, and obviously I've been able to, you know, gain sorry, the light's gone again. I've also been able to, you know, gain experiences from my manager firsthand and academics. I'll be able to, you know, put the two together and, you know, transfer them as a manager within Capgemini. So yeah, I do believe there is a massive difference between the two. Okay, the last question is, having learned a lot around the topic of leadership in core university modules, will you as a future manager be driven to lead a workforce or manage resources, and why? Personally, me as an individual, yeah, I would totally lead my workforce. That's just me naturally as I am. And I think that is purely because of, you know, like I said before, the joint skills I have from the real world of management and the academic side. I think if I was a student that had just come out of university and gone into this job role at Capgemini, yeah, I'd probably manage my team, because that's all I know how to do, because that's all you're taught to do at university. However, leading, I would do, because obviously leading is all, your management styles change to leading because of the external environment impacts and the changes that are forced. So I would certainly lead my workforce, you know, through engaging them, meeting, you know, the company's targets, leading them in the sense of, you know, creating a nice working environment and culture, which is sometimes isn't always, you know, put across through academics. Okay, so this is the end of the interview. Thank you.